it?
Yeah, yeah, now I see it better. The west side of 355. Oh,
This is
wow,
much,
wow.
Much better than the other point. The other point we were up too high.
Yeah, I couldn't see it now.
So we're setting it up. The Americans are on the hill proper.
That's right.
And you guys are D companies in that little hollow area?
D company in the saddle there.
So where did you have your guns?
I had one gun right in the middle. I was with that one gun. Right in the middle of the dip there and on the forward position.
So you're very, very close to 227 all the time.
227, I said a guy with maybe a 7 or 6 iron playing golf could have put the ball on top of the hill there. That's how close we were.
On the 23rd, the Chinese launched the major assault on 355, and they drive off the Americans. The Americans bugged out.
Yeah.
Now,
you're right, yeah.
You're now in a very bad position because the Chinese have 227, and they have this huge, humongous Hill 355, and you guys are piggy in the middle.
Hundreds of Chinese troops swarm onto the heights of 355, driving the Americans from the hill. Now they turn their attention to the Canadians and begin to attack the Vandus from 3 directions. If the Chinese can dislodge the defenders from the saddle, they will control Hill 355 and threaten all the Canadian positions to the south.
Our forward platoon is in a very bad situation because 227, the enemy on that position, could see that platoon. So they were just firing down on them. After trying hard, they could not hold the position. So they just moved the platoon out of there. And then here I am in the thick of battle, trying to see somebody, ready to shoot. And then I hear some noise, some people climbing the hill. Then I heard somebody say in French to me, don't fire, this is Lieutenant MacDuff from the Vandus. And my fingers were white from pressing on that trigger. I was just about literally, I almost killed the poor people. I almost killed them. But I didn't. And one of the soldiers was told probably to go and report to the major that they had been overrun and they had moved to join the other platoon. So he said, are the men all gone? He said, yes, they're all gone. So that's when he asked for support fire, tank fire, to hit the position where the enemy had captured. And then during that evening, Leo Major, one of our scout and sniper, they went up and checked that position.
When we reached the crest, we charged the enemy positions, firing as we ran. Not long after, we could see a large enemy force preparing for a counterattack. I waited until they were almost on top of us, and then I called in the mortar barrage.
It got so heavy. It was unbelievable. It seems that our support, all our artillery and mortars were firing at the same time as the enemy was doing the same thing. Around the end of the day, on the 24th, then it seems that the Chinese saw that they couldn't take it, and they probably decided at that time to withdraw.
The Chinese attack on Hill 355 was a major initiative to force back the UN front. It was the stand made by the Vandus against enormous odds that saved the day. Chinese losses were estimated in the thousands, while the Vandus suffered 49 casualties. Their defense of the saddle ranks with Kapyong as one of the finest actions fought by the Canadians in the Korean War.
I start realizing when we went to the South Gate and I looked at all the buildings and then I looked at all the people, families, little kids with them. They all had smiles on their face. Around where I was, I kept looking at them. And I said, these people are happy. And I said, this is because of us. And that's the first time. Canadians, man or woman that came here, should be proud. They did a goddamn good job. And I'm proud, and I'm especially proud of my regiment. The Bandoos. Je me souviens.
After the stand by the Vandoos on the saddle at Hill 355, UN Command issued orders to stop offensive operations. The focus now was going to be on the peace talks. That changed the face of the war from one of movement to static warfare, much like the First World War. So that meant trenches and barbed wire, minefields and patrols. It was a war more of their father's generation than their own. But it was clear that the fighting was far from over.